Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Sabers, and today another install review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Now today is kind of an interesting review. I already reviewed this initially. This is a GCS Speeder Saber from Genesis Custom Sabers. It was initially installed with CFX. You can definitely check out that review in the link in the description below. And so I decided to upgrade it. Now with this upgrade, I used a lot of the same components that it already came with. Instead though, CFX, I decided to change it to proffie. Proffie is always the board I kind of go to with my personal sabers, and so, yeah. So what I did here was I used the same chassis that GCS came with the saber, but I just unsoldered the wires I needed to take out the CFX board, and then I replaced it with proffie and coated all my favorite fonts that I thought would represent me as a Jedi or Sith. And then I replaced the speaker with a Smugglers Outpost dark 28mm wow, or not wow speaker, but 28mm speaker, so it's very, very loud now. And so yeah. Of course, with this, it still has a removable battery system. It's very nicely designed by Genesis Custom Sabers, so you just plug it in there underneath the ribbon. Boot up. I put a custom boot set on there. And so with some of these fonts, again, they're fonts that I decided to put on there that I thought represented me a lot. The first three fonts are actually fonts that I kind of put together. And so it's a mixture of several fonts that I kind of dropped certain files in. So it'll be a mixture of blasters and clashes from different fonts combined together. And so without further ado, let's show you off the fonts. Alright, so first up is a font that I made. I put tons of stuff into it, force effects, quotes, tracks, and all these sabers are what I would like on my saber itself and what represents me as a saber smith or saber installer. And so first up, I have this saber 3 times, kind of like telling my story, and so the track on here is called Rebel Loss. It's from Battlefront 1, 2015. As if we're losing the battle. That kind of stuff. Does that have white swing? So yeah. Next up, the same font, but this track is different. This is called Survivor by from Battlefront. So. Next up. Again, same font, but this has the Jedi Eulogy track from the Clone Wars, and then it shifts to, I added to a separate track on there, Burying the Dead from the Clone Wars. So, yeah. Next up, this is CW General by K-Sith. This is the Obi-Wan exclusive font. Through K-Sith and Vader's Vault through the Negotiator hilt. My bad. Next up. So this is the Rescue by K-Sith. Now if you're wondering what this little ambient light is, if you can see that, I coated a sub-blade to this saber, and so now with the blade plug going in and a little bit of the blade, you'll see that little pulse. And so I thought it kept the saber alive a bit more, and so, yeah. Back to the fonts. This has the hallway long from this track, or from this font. So yeah, next up. This is a CFX font default that I really fell in love with, that I was using for my personal font for a while. Of course, I've built my own now, but this is Revolt. So. This has a track on it from Return of the Jedi, Into the Trap. Next up. This is a Corran Horn font by Sabers Forever. It's available on his shop, sabersforever.com. It's a very, very nice font. This is more oriented around the speeder sounds and stuff, not so a lightsaber, but very nice. tons of extra stuff that came with the font. Ended up doing yellow blasters. Different begin locks and end locks. The force effects are force pushes and, you know, speeder bike sounds. It's kind of nice. Now with this one, color changing, it's a tri-wipe, and so when I change colors, because Corran Horn could change his color blade and size by rotating the hilt. With this, my color changes to color direct, and it changes directly to silver. And so originally I had it purple, and I'll show you better here. So, and the color changing effect I'm using is a sound by Mad Cow on his Corellian font. And so yeah. The track for this is an ambient track that came with the font. It's called Probe Droid. It's very loud, very obnoxious. Next up. Of course, about the time when I got this saber and converted to proffie, Kyberphonic had made his version. This is Son of Corellia, his Corran Horn font. So, a very, very nice font. I absolutely love it. It's so weird because you can hear the, like, Emperor's, like, cool little accent swings with the speeder bike sound. Now this one, the blasters are a bit different. It has X-Wing blasters on there, representing Corran Horn during Rogue Squadron, and then some also speeder bike blasters. Force effects. So color changing, it's the same thing, but Kyberphonic had included a different hum for his dual phase, and so I used that during this direct change. And so it changes the hum of the lightsaber. And this hum will play for 30 seconds, and so if you turn off the lightsaber, of course you're going to hear the hum, so you have to wait until it turns off. Now the track for this, I just decided to use Hyperspace in episode 5. So, yeah. And you see the hum is now gone. And so, yeah. Next up. This is OB4V2 by Kyberphonic. This is a Ben Kenobi font. Of course, I didn't put any of those force effects on there, but this is a deeper blue. It's still a white sword. This is the Cantina version. This has the Force theme as the track. So yeah. Next up. This is ESB V2, one of my favorite fonts. It has the special edition ignitions. Also has the white swing. Now this one's a bit different, and I'll show you why in a bit. The track for this is Hoth Battle, and so it's really cool sounding. Has a lot of extra tracks on there. This one is one I really liked. Just hearing the walker in the background, it just reminds me of playing Battlefront, and so, yeah. Now for the blade, since it's on a Hoth Battle, the color changing goes directly to a rain blade, but it's slower, and it goes to, so it represents snow. So that was really, really cool. So. Next up, this is LS6 by K-Sith, and I switched up or added the enhanced or modern version with the classical version blasters. So. Of course, this has the bar scene on it. So, yeah. This is The Sorcerer by Kyberphonic. This is Ahsoka's White Blades, but of course, without all that stuff on it. This has the Ahsoka versus the one girl in season 2. But next up,
The Eternal Empire.
this is the Jedi Commando by I forgot the font maker, Lord Ninkin, I think. And so yeah, this is my Arkan inspired font. Has several force effects I made with it.
The Eternal Empire will not find what you wanted here. We'll soon know what you're truly capable of.
Yeah, tons of stuff on there. This has a battle track on there. Tons of just chaos and stuff. So, yeah. Next up, this is Battle by Kyberphonic. This is a free font. The purpose of this font is I watched Star Wars Visions and I really liked the 9th Jedi episode. And in that episode, the lightsabers can change color depending on who's wielding the lightsaber. And so, this is what this sound font represents. And so it has a track from the 9th Jedi with the Margrave versus the Sith. And so, yeah. It has a hum flicker on there, so it kind of looks different than a normal lightsaber. It flickers a lot, but yeah. And with this lightsaber, I change it to color direct, so you change colors, it changes directly to red, symbolizing what happens in that episode. So yeah, a lot of fun with that. Next up, so this is a Jedi Fallen Order font. This is Survivor by Kyberphonic / K-Sith. This is Cyan. So it has a nice pulsing to it. It's a nice little track on there. Another Jedi Fallen Order track on there. Now for color changing, I didn't want to change colors. I wanted to change to a more stable blade if I didn't want to keep it like a strobe effect. And so the color change goes directly to the stable color. So it's here, not strobe anymore. So yeah. Next up, this is Spitfire by Mad Cow. I converted it to proffie, and so yeah. Green unstable. This is supposed to be like a Jedi unstable blade. Several droid force effects, if I can get more than one. Rogue droid. Everybody's favorite. Has a Rise of Skywalker track on there that I thought matched the font. Next up, this is Unhinged by Mad Cow, except I converted to proffie as well, and it's very nice. Has a Old Knights track on there. But next up, this is a bonus track from the Jedi Fallen Order Survivor font by Kyber K-Sith. This is red. So, same blade style as cyan, and also the same color changing. And so, change to a stable instead of a Jedi Fallen Order. Track for this is another Jedi Fallen Order track. And so, yeah. Next up, last but not least, you got your passive battery monitor, and of course, this is the Bane, my Sith lightsaber, or Sith font. And so it has the track from the Bane. It's a slower Sith, and then the font itself. So that concludes the review for the Speeder Saber update install that I did. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to enjoy it. Have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.